Welcome back to Something Like a Podcast. Welcome to the Swarm. This is Aaron Swarm, and
this is the 1RM. We're going to start off by talking a little NBA. It's the season, so, we really are going to dive in, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I read something the other day. It was yesterday, actually. LeBron had his third triple-double in a row. Okay, so
that's hard to come by.
It's hard to come by, but here's the thing. There's a lot of Russell Westbrook fans, and some of them were coming at LeBron like, oh, wow, why is LeBron getting all of this praise when Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double for, 2 years now already? So Correct. They're kind of upset that Westbrook, is kind of being overlooked, and LeBron's getting this praise because he's had 3 triple-doubles in a row.
But LeBron James's stock is higher, obviously. I love Westbrook. We talked about that in past episode. I do like Russell, but when it comes to LeBron, he's the number one.
He is. But see, this is the thing. A lot of people think that Westbrook was kind of padding his stats. So he was doing extra stuff it wasn't like a natural triple-double. He was kind of forcing these triple-doubles. And when that was said, I said, okay, so why hasn't it been done before? It's not easy to go out there and get a triple-double.
That's what I was just saying. 3 nights in a row is exactly. And it's even hard to get a double-double, let alone a triple-double.
Right. So I'll say this. They said it hasn't happened in since Magic Johnson did it, maybe 30 years ago.
That's a long time.
Yeah, a Laker hasn't had 3 back-to-back triple-doubles.
Well, he just did it.
He did it. But I'm going to be real with you. I could care less.
Same.
I want the wins.
You want the ring. That's what I want. Eventually, I know the Pelicans ain't going nowhere this year. I'll be surprised if we get the AC. That I know that we can do it. I just don't want Aaron Gentry anymore. I want a better coach because he's not. This team is not doing anything. Brandon Ingram is the only one that's really doing anything. With that said, I hope that we can keep Williamson and Ingram because I do feel that there are 2 superstars that could develop into them. They're in development mode right now, so I know as more as they grow, without a doubt, they're 2 solid stars right there.
They are. You guys have a very good team, and I agree. I think Alvin Gentry
is the problem.
I'd be surprised. I'm being honest with you. I'd be surprised if he lasts the whole year.
No, I don't. Same. Like I said, if he does last this whole year, he's not coming back next year. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. Especially, the West. Okay, I'll say this. When you guys go over to the East Coast, I want to see what your record's like.
Okay.
Because the West is stacked. So your record on the East Coast will really say, okay, is it just because you guys don't have the full team yet and the West is stacked? Or is it just because the coaching is poor?
I think it's the coach's poor.
Now, this is the thing. How many Pelican games have you watched in total?
I have watched 4 out of 7.
So is it the coaching or is it the players not executing?
I think it's a little bit of both. I'm going to say it's a little bit of both. They're not executing and the coaching is really... So
what is it that the coaching is doing that you're not satisfied with?
Well, we're turning the ball over too much. He's not addressing that, especially on the rush. We can't establish it. It'll be dumb turnovers. You got Lonzo just throwing the ball out of bounds. Okay. Take your time, slow it down. I think what Alvin needs to get across is says, hey guys, calm down. I know that you want fast pace. This is too young of a team. I think fast pace is not for them. They had the talent to go fast pace, just not right now. They're just too young. I think they need to slow it down a little bit because you got 24 seconds every shot clock. Slow it down. Find the right open shot. Find the right open person. Make that assist. Assist is my favorite part of basketball. I love the assist. Because you know why? Team wins you championships, especially defense. But turning the ball over 20 times a game, especially that one game, I watched 24 turnovers.
Yeah, that's way
as
too
a team,
much. That's way too much.
The Pelicans fell.
Right.
But I do want to touch on something that Brandon Ingram did say about his counterpart in Zion Williamson.
Okay.
And this is quoted from Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
Anybody with that athleticism is good to be really, really good on the team. With him being athletic, he will have vision to make the right play. his play the right way. He is extremely strong, so he finishes through the traffic. He's working on his jumper. Sky's the limit for him. So that's being really humbled by Ingram right there, knowing that you're, sort of developing to a superstar yourself, and you're the one that's carrying this team right now with all the injuries and Zion being out for another 5 to 6 weeks.
Right.
So for your teammates to say like that, I'm really proud of Brandon Ingram right there. That's pretty much being humble to his teammate.
Well, and I can agree with that because that shows a lot of camaraderie. So you see it with other players too, like LeBron James praises Anthony Davis. I don't see it too much with Ben Simmons and Embiid. I really don't
see
hear.
that.
I don't hear
Same.
it. I do hear a lot. Embiid loved Jimmy Butler. Like, he really loved Jimmy Butler.
So do you think they made the wrong move right there by keeping Simmons instead of maybe trading Simmons and signing Butler?
No, I would keep Ben Simmons.
All right.
Tobias Harris. Okay, so Jimmy Butler, I think, wanted to leave anyway.
Why?
Because it was probably going to be more money from him going to Miami, and that's legitimately his team. Jimmy Butler was the closer for the Sixers, but it was still considered Embiid's team. So with Jimmy Butler going to Miami now, he's the best, clear-cut best player on the team.
I like how Miami's playing right now.
Good.
I've seen a lot of Miami games. I like Tyler Hero. He surprised me.
He's very good.
13 overall pick. He shouldn't went higher, in my opinion.
So lucky for them, they got a steal.
They did, like with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Both of those two players, sky's the limit. They'll be battling for MVPs. And if anybody disagrees with me, just comment at the bottom. But I feel that Tyler Hero and Donovan Mitchell is going to be in line for MVPs eventually.
Yeah, and Mitchell last night, did you watch the game last night?
No, I didn't see the game last night.
The first quarter, he was like on fire. And then he kind of cooled off a little bit, but he ended up with 20-some points. But I like Donovan Mitchell's game.
That's what I'm just saying. That's why, when I told you my sleeper is Donovan Mitchell for MVP, he's my sleeper. I feel that he can win not one, possibly 2 MVPs before his career's up. He has that talent. He should have went higher. He was also, 13 overall pick as well several years ago. So you got Tyler Hero that falls 13. Look what he's doing. Chip on the shoulder. I smell chip on the shoulder.
Okay, so we talked about this before. There's been a lot of players who went low in the draft. Kobe Bryant, I think, was like 12 or something.
Yeah, 12 or 13.
Yeah, so there's players who you just don't see it.
No.
And Michael Jordan should have been the first overall pick.
I agree with that one.
But, I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon's a great basketball player. But
defense. I think he was more of a defense guy, correct?
Yeah, but I think coming out of college, Olajuwon was probably a little bit better of a player. But Michael Jordan, I think he was like the National Player of the Year. But long story short, sometimes you don't see the full picture. And people get to the NBA and they just like really blossom. But I wanted to say something about Dwight Howard. Now, we're going to talk about 2 things that we talked about previous episodes. And it's funny how this was episode 2. We talked about Dwight Howard and we talked about something else I'm going to bring up. But Dwight Howard is playing incredible basketball, man.
I noticed that he had a couple blocks the other night. That was awesome.
He's second in the league in blocks.
I was thinking about you.
And he comes off the bench.
When I was watching that.
Right,
he
right.
does. I was thinking because I'm like, hey, we talked about it.
Yeah.
And like you said, past episodes, that Dwight Howard is not bad. Just imagine if you guys would have had DeMarcus Cousins with Howard, them two sharing the backcourt like that. You tell me this. I feel this team would have been a lot more fearful. Like I said, I'm still scared of the Lakers right now, but I am not really as scared without DeMarcus right there, because DeMarcus can put you up 20,
they can,
20
but
and
the
20.
proof is in the pudding.
You're right.
We've won 6 straight.
You have. The bench has.
The bench is sketchy. I'm going to be real with you.
No, I'm talking about like Danny Green, because Danny Green, he doesn't start every night. He can come off the bench or start.
He doesn't. So we talk about coaching. I don't like Frank Vogel's coaching.
No, he's not Vogel.
Caldwell Pope might be the worst player on the team outside of Jared Dudley.
Oh, did you hear about this trade rumor that the Pelicans might ship you guys J.J. Redick for Pope? Oh my God, I'm gonna throw a chair, guys. All the Pelicans fans out there, I'm gonna throw a chair if we trade J.J. Redick for Caldwell Pope.
I don't know.
No,
who would
I
want
want
him.
picks. I want picks and maybe a prospect that we can turn into something.
I don't know if we have any picks left.
No, we took all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't see anybody taking Caldwell Pope. I mean, eye test alone,
He sucks.
He misses open. Look, I'll give you this. The last couple games he's been delivering.
But he still sucks. They could trade me to go to the Lakers, and I can probably put up a 50 to 55% on the floor.
Yeah.
Compared to Pope.
But I think that's a testament on how bad our team is. But it is. I do believe we're going to get Iguodala.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the past episode. I feel that you guys should definitely offer the Memphis Grizzlies something. But you know what? The Grizzlies are going to try to rob you guys again. They're going to try to say, "Oh, you want him bad enough? We got cause. You got to come up with something better."
Hey, give him Pope. Give him Dudley.
No. You don't want to give up Dudley. He's a good bench piece.
No, he's not. I don't know. Dudley hasn't played in the last couple games.
Because I know when the season, because I try to keep up with the Lakers just because of.
Right.
And I noticed that he's putting up 6-8 points a game. That's all you can ask him to do. He's a sharpshooter. He's not a bad shooter.
He's kind of like a spot up shooter.
He's just like Danny Green. All you gotta do is come down the tracks like that. Either the defense is gonna come to you and you pass off, wide open shot, assist. Like I said, I'm an assist guy. I love assists. That's my thing.
But Danny Green plays great defense too.
He does. He's underestimated with his defense.
He is.
That was a steal of the free agency. I would say it was Danny Green.
Oh yeah. But Danny Green thought that Kawhi Leonard was coming to the Lakers, and Kawhi Leonard, being a good chess player, didn't tell anybody his true intentions. He set the Lakers up. Oh, I might come. I might. All the while, he knew he was going to the Clippers.
Did you see him sitting out there in the couple days?
Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Was he injured or was they resting him?
Okay. This load management thing is getting out of hand.
It is.
It's only 7 games
going into
and he's
8.
already doing load management.
Already. They say he has a knee injury. I don't believe that.
Okay, but Tracy McGrady made a good point. Okay, so
he's also one of my favorite players. I didn't follow it back then, but I have seen his numbers. I've seen some highlights of Tracy.
Oh, he's my favorite all-time player.
Yeah.
But he was making a good point. So apparently the Clippers have already said whenever there's a back-to-back, he's not playing in the back-to-backs. So T-Mac made a good point. When they played the Milwaukee Bucks last night, they lost. T-Mac said that's a marquee matchup. You have the current MVP and Giannis playing your team at home. That's the game you should play. Sit out this game. They're playing Portland tonight, which they can probably beat Portland without. It's a better chance of them beating Portland without Kawhi Leonard
than the Bucks. The Bucks
exactly.
are not bad team. The only reason why I'm questioning with the Bucks is they got nobody else there but Giannis.
But that's it.
The only thing that I have an issue with that,
he was an all-star last year.
He's all right, but you need a better bench. I don't think the bench is
not that great.
The bench is ass. So I'm just saying that it's just like which one's between the Lakers bench and the Bucks bench. I think the Bucks will go first. You guys will in my list second worst bench in the NBA. I know that even though the Pelicans are struggling a little bit, we do have a deeper team and a deeper bench than the Lakers and the Bucks. I'm just saying we do.
We have 2 players that come. Well, Rondo. When Rondo comes back,
that's going to deepen you up.
Kuzma, Dwight Howard.
Is Kuzma back? I think
he is. But he's a little rusty, so
I can't wait for him to get started.
But LeBron has already said,
Big 3.
But LeBron has already said, when he came back from his groin injury, it's going to take some time.
Yes.
You just can't come right back.
And you haven't shot in over a year almost. It seems like he's been out for a little while.
Well, he got injured during the USA tournament.
So he's been out at least 6 months.
Something like that.
6 months, 7 months, basically. So he's gonna be rusty. He hasn't shot a basketball, and he's probably gonna be a little scared because he just got off that little groin injury like you're talking about. But just right when he gets his feet on it,
he's gonna be.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's like a good. He's going to be coming off the bench. He can give us 15 points.
He can start. I don't want to hear that. I don't want right now.
Okay, but
now he needs to ease his way back in. But he is without a doubt. It should be him, LeBron, and
but see, I wouldn't start him. I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't start him.
Why would you not start Kuzma?
Because it's the same thing about Lou Williams coming off the bench. We need offense off the bench. So our starting 5, we already have LeBron and we got AD. So it's limited time for that ball to get in people's hands. So when you got LeBron and AD out, Kuzma can come in and lead that second unit. So there's this old adage: it doesn't matter if you start; it's if you finish.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
When it's crunch time, you put your best players out there. Kuzma will be on the floor during the tight
You guys need
situations.
Iguodala. If you guys get Iguodala and Ka Pope, release his behind.
Or just don't play him.
I was just maybe scratch him, have him as you just keep him on the team. If we just have him scratched,
Yeah, in case somebody gets injured, then
Yeah,
give him
but the
some
thing
time.
is, just scratch him. They need to go ahead and make a move for Iguodala because guess what? Your bench will get deeper.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is you will have Iguodala. So now you got the top. I would say you got a big four right there. You got the two that's your superstars that's starting automatically. You know that's in your lineup. Then you got Kyle Kuzma and you got Andre Iguodala, which is your big four, because now you got two of them that could be top twos that come off the bench and lead the second unit. And there you go. Especially you got a guy with what, 3 rings, 2 rings.
Yeah.
So he can help Kuzma and stuff like that. But Kuzma, in my opinion, I still like Kuzma. Just wish he was part of that Anthony Davis package. I really wanted him so bad to come to Pelicans. But anyways, I like him as a player. He's one of my favorite players. I still think that the ceiling's high for him. He can still be a role superstar player. I think he's still gonna be a superstar player. How you feel about that? That I feel he could be a superstar.
I think he will. The only thing is, it's almost like I'm trying to think of a player. No player is coming to mind. But when you already have 2 bona fide superstars, it's going to be hard for you to make your way. I always use Kobe Bryant for an example because the way he came into the league was very unique. Kobe Bryant came into the league. Eddie Jones, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
His name sounds familiar.
He was the shooting guard for the Lakers, which I think at the time he was an all-star. So Kobe couldn't get into that position. He was a rookie. So when they traded Eddie Jones, I think they traded him to the Heat. That was Kobe's opportunity. Okay, now I can come into the starting position and I can show him what I got. And I think the same thing's going to happen to Kuzma. Kuzma's young. So when LeBron ultimately retires, then Kuzma will have more range. Anthony Davis is not going anywhere. He's going to be a Laker. So
I want to get into that.
Dwight Howard is 34 years old. LeBron is 35. They don't have too much time left.
I think 3 years, if that. I'm stretching it. I could see LeBron playing until he's 40. I'll play until I'm 40.
Yeah, look at him. He's 35 years old and he's still putting up monster
That's
numbers.
what I'm saying. Now when
he's
you start,
an Iron Man.
But when you start slowing down is when you say, I need to start. But
the beautiful thing about that, LeBron's 6'8" and he's strong. He can just go into the post.
Yeah.
Just go and do your post game.
He needs to just stop dunking the ball because it definitely affects your...
But this is to my point, and I don't think we fully touched on the Kawhi Leonard load management thing. Let's get back to that.
Okay, we got off topic. Sorry about that,
LeBron
guys.
James is 35. He's not doing load management. He might do it later on, but he's not doing it now. They haven't even played 10 games into the season, and Kawhi Leonard...
I disagree with what the Clippers did right there. The Clippers management and
Okay,
the Clippers
but I'm going to give you
coaching.
this. This is what I think. It hasn't come out, but this is what I'm going off of when Kawhi Leonard went to the Raptors. They said Kawhi Leonard was demanding a lot. And it's not so much Kawhi Leonard, it's his uncle. So you know his uncle is his manager. He's demanding things. They were talking about, and I don't know how true this is. Again, this is something we have to look up. Kawhi is talking about, well, I want someone on the private jet with me. Like all these perks. He just wants a whole bunch of perks.
I've seen Clippers gave it to him.
Yes. So that could have been one of the perks. I don't want to play in back-to-back games. I can only play one game in a back-to-back. Okay, but this is my thing. How the other players supposed to feel about that? All the other Clippers got to play.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It should not. Again, I agree with you on that. I disagree with that right there. I get out there. Well, if you want a superstar player, you're going to have to bend the rules. No,
you don't.
No, it's a team effort.
Right.
Kawhi, what's wrong with you, dude?
You should be on the floor with your teammates,
battling out every night. That show your teammates that you don't give a about them. You don't. All you care about is making that money. And you don't care if you guys win or you lose because you're still getting paid regardless if you win or you lose.
But see, now he has the Clippers management in his pocket.
He does.
Because they said, we don't care. All they care about is winning a ring. So if Kawhi Leonard can give us a ring, if he plays 60 games during the season, they're cool with it.
And they give him a ring. But they're not going to get a ring. I can tell you that. If he does not play at least 75 or more games... 75 to 87 games.
But this is what I'm saying.
Issue.
It's deeper than that. So let's do it on a level that we're on.
Yeah.
So you're working at the job, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody in your department has to come in, do overtime, come in on their days off. But for some reason, management says, Kyle, you don't have to come in. How do you think those other people are going to feel?
Sorry, upset, going to want to raise a complaint.
Yeah.
But they can't say nothing because they lose their jobs.
Well,
depending on who you're talking to. Same way Hill. If some of these of his teammates went to management, they could be released or suspended
because
without pay.
The talent is not there. But this is what I'm talking about. Just because you have that talent, Jordan didn't do that. Jordan played all the games. Jordan had the flu game. I mean, granted, it was during the NBA Finals. He played with the flu. Kobe played with his thumb dislocated, shoulder injuries. He played through all that. Kawhi Leonard has, I don't know how severe the knee injury is.
I don't think it's really severe. I think that's a bunch of crock.
It is. He just doesn't want to play back to back.
He don't. And I think I'm glad the Raptors didn't bring him back because the Raptors still a good solid team without him. Again, that first game of the regular season when the Pelicans went up to Canada, saw that game.
Yeah.
We had that game in overtime. We just died.
Yeah, you just didn't
just
get it
laid
done.
over and just died. A lot of the 4 of the 8 games that we had played, at least 4 or 5 of the games that we had played, we got blown out a couple times. We should at least have a winning record right now. Again, it falls back on the coach. I think it's all about the play, like we discussed earlier.
Right.
I think, but it all starts with Alvin Gentry. He's not the coach to lead 2 superstars in Williamson and Ingram. And I can't wait I really want to sign Ingram long term. I know that's a little soon, but I want to sign him right now. Give him the checkbook.
He's playing well. Now, we've been talking a lot of basketball.
Yes, we have.
So, for the fans out there who like other stuff, we're going to switch gears and just do a little something different. It's back. The Popeye chicken sandwich has cut. Now, okay.
I love that. I actually got Popeyes last night, actually.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, which location did you go to? This one? That's
right.
Okay, was it packed?
No, it was at the 9:00 at night.
Okay,
but
so
they don't solve the. I was like, I'm glad you bring that back because there's a new rule out.
What's that?
With the Popeyes chicken sandwich, you're limited to 3. They have a note right there. You're limited to 3, and it only goes from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m.
Really?
It was right there when you go through the drive-through.
Okay. Again. Episode 2, we talked about this chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
Now, I'm going to set this up for you.
Okay.
So, I didn't know it came back out. I get off of work. I'm driving. I look over and I'm like, this sandwich has to be back. The parking lot is full. I said, you know what?
So you fans out there that get a chance to hear part 1, I want you guys to go back into
episode 2.
To go back to episode 2 and listen to it first before you hear this part.
Yeah, because we already talked about this and all the crazy stuff that these people were doing.
Guys, it's funny, it's hilarious, but at the same time, it's real, but it's not funny. I heard that. I don't think they got Popeyes out in Chicago. I believe that they do. So they're saying that I found out that they was setting files because they ran out of the chicken.
Really?
Dead ass.
Okay.
If I remember that correctly.
Well, this is something I do remember. Someone already got stabbed, which in the first couple days. I guess he cut. No, this was maybe somewhere in the South. Apparently, the line was cut. We don't know if he cut the line or somebody cut him, but he got stabbed and I think he died.
Wow, over a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, over a chicken sandwich. I just watched a video. That's why I'm saying we just went through this.
We
just went through this.
Go ahead and set it up, Dale.
Well, just long story short, when I drove home and I looked over, I said, and I haven't been this angry. Why is the chicken sandwich making me angry?
Why?
I don't know.
It's hilarious.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm like, people are so
dumb.
They're dumb, but it's like, whenever something is popular, they just rush to it. And we talked about this before. They could put anything in that sandwich. You are fighting over it, doing stupid ass shit over this sandwich. So
it's not that deep.
There was another situation. This guy, apparently they ran out the sandwich or they were taking too long. So I guess in this location, they had one of these tea machines. Mm-hmm. He took the tea machine and dumped all the tea on one of the employees.
I think I see the video that they're throwing over the counter.
So there was another video where they had this long line of cars and someone's car got like pushed up into the railing because they were trying to cut the line. So they're getting out the car. The parking lot's filled with people eating sandwiches in the parking lot. And I'm like, you know what?
Are you serious? This is crap.
I don't get it.
Is it that good?
Apparently it is.
I don't think I ever want it. I don't think I want it.
I don't want it, but
I don't think I'll ever get a chance to try it because it'd be always out of it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. So I'm with you. I don't want it. I didn't want it the last time when I saw it. But apparently these people are saying even though there's all this dumb stuff going on, the sandwich is that good. They're like, this sandwich is
Why is people
good.
dying over it though? Over a sandwich that's probably purified. It's not real chicken.
Yeah, it's probably modified. It is. There's no probably about it. This sandwich has to be modified. This sandwich is big as hell. It's big as hell.
No way a chicken's that big.
So who knows what's going on? Long story short, if you are risking your life over a chicken sandwich, you might want to reevaluate your life. Yeah, like seriously.
People out there, for your safety, because like I said, again, part of this podcast is our mission is to give stuff out to regardless if it's dumb, stupid, or serious. This is dumb, stupid, plus serious.
It is serious.
So, but it's stupid, dumb, and serious.
It is.
So just, if you see a long line at the Popeyes that they're trying to get chicken, don't go.
So here's the thing though. So again, and this goes in a lot of different aspects. You could be a calm person, a cool, collected person like you and I.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean the other person is like that.
Nope.
You could be minding your business, waiting for your chicken sandwich.
And you get shanked.
Yeah. Because this other person can't control their emotions and they get upset because they ran out of chicken. Now they want to do something harmful to somebody.
And cause somebody not to go home.
Yeah, exactly. The people who are just going to do their job, they might not be able to make it home to their kids because some dumbass wants to shoot. There was a shooting too over this chicken sandwich. It's not that's the $4. You're killing somebody over $4 sandwich.
It's not their fault they're out of it.
Right.
Okay. The corporate, or if I don't know if it's privately owned or corporate owned, whatever, who owns it. They only ship so much of those fake sandwiches to those locations.
So you just made a point, and I'm glad you said it because I didn't even think about this until you said it.
Okay.
I haven't heard Popeyes come out with any type of statements over the violence over this chicken sandwich.
They like it.
They do because it's publicity.
And it's money for them in their pocket.
So they don't care if people are dying as long as you put money in their pocket. Popeyes can come out and say anything, just anything. They're not saying nothing.
No, that's why I think they brought it back, because it was the moneymaker the first time.
But see, this is great marketing because it's anticipation. This sandwich made people go crazy. We're out of it. Let's wait 3 months. It's been about, what, 3 months? No. When did we come out with episode 2?
Almost 10 months. No, I don't think it's been.
So it's we're on episode 13.
Yeah, I think it's been like 10 months. We've been doing one
10
week.
weeks.
Yeah,
so
10 weeks at least. 10
about
weeks.
2-3 months.
Yeah.
So they waited a good 2 to 3 months. We don't have the sandwich. Next thing you know, it's back. Oh my God, everybody's rushing.
They're like, oh my God, it's back. Oh my God, I gotta have it.
Exactly. And long story short, people are dying over it.
Over something it's not that deep.
It's not that deep. But let's switch gears one more time to something that I wanted to talk about in the last couple episodes, but we didn't get to. Relationships.
Ooh.
So there's a few different types of relationships. I want to ask you, what do you think is the most important parts of a good relationship?
For one, trust.
Okay.
Honesty. Don't call each other out of your name.
Mm-hmm.
No violence.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a disagreement, talk it out.
Okay.
Let me rephrase. You shouldn't yell. You shouldn't yell at each other, cuss at each other. Just, that's most important. Honesty. Loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Communication.
Respect, yes.
Respect
all that.
each other.
Yeah. I agree. So there's a lot of different types of relationships. So you do have the personal relationships with your significant other. You have relationships with your family. You have business relationships. All of these things, still, everything that you mentioned still has to be done in these relationships to make it something, I would say, so it will sustain and flourish. I'll say this. In recent years, I would say more than recent years, there's a big difference between how much women make and how much men make. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't noticed, and the listeners out there haven't noticed, women are making a lot more money than they have in the past.
Which is good.
Absolutely.
It should be equal rights.
Absolutely. So I'm just saying this because of a few situations, more so I've heard in DC, because DC, they have a lot of federal jobs, and a lot of these women are getting these federal jobs and they're making a lot of money. But then they find a husband or a boyfriend and they move them in. Now I'll tell you something that so I'm gonna tell you something that an old head told me a long time ago. For men, A man is supposed to be the breadwinner. He's the one who's supposed to go out and get the place and bring the woman in. If anything, you get it at the same time, but you really have to be the head. So what's happening is these women are going and getting these good jobs. They're making all this money. Now they're feeling like, oh, I'm the one in charge. So the guy comes into the situation. If the guy doesn't do what the woman wants, what does she do?
He's out.
He's out. Or she's going to make him feel like he's nothing. Everything you just mentioned, the respect, the honesty, all that's out the window.
Degrade him.
Exactly. I make more than you.
And, okay, I'm still living comfortably. We're a unit here.
Yes. But see, they don't see it like that. And that's why I say like these relationships is something very serious.
And toxic.
It is toxic. So imagine coming home. Now, this one guy, you weren't there, but right before I left, he was a supervisor and he came down to work with us for a little bit. And when I used to work with him, he told me some stories and I'm like, good Jesus, man, like, how are you like dealing with this stuff? So he told me not too long ago, the same thing. He was like, man, my life isn't that great. This is an older guy. He's going through it. Like his wife is putting him through the ringer. He told me he would come home after work and spend 45 minutes in the parking lot just to get his mind ready to go in and deal with his wife. Because as soon as he hits the door, what are you doing? You didn't take the trash. You didn't do this. You didn't. I'm like, come on.
If that was me, I would say.
But why did he let it get to that point?
He shouldn't. He shouldn't have said, I want a divorce. Give her the papers. Maybe she's that crazy where she probably would have cut him. What do we know?
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. That's not funny, but you can't blame me for that.
Yeah, because you never know. It happens before, but they do have marriage counseling. So when you come into these situations,
I wouldn't put myself in that situation.
I wouldn't either. Why? Okay, so and no disrespect to women, but some women are crazy. They're nutty.
We are crazy.
I mean, we all are, but some people are just, they're on another level.
Yeah.
They are on another level. So they might play this role. Now, I'll use myself for an example. I had a situation. I dated this girl. When I first dated her, I saw nothing. Nothing.
You don't see nothing when you're at first.
You don't, but I had my antennas up. Why? Because I was in a long distance relationship first for 9 months. And when I went out to fly, I flew out to see her. The first thing in my head is I already know people are different on the phone than they are in person. So what do? I'm going to go out there and visit you. I'm going to watch you. Now, she was honest with like she had OCD. So the little things.
I got that too.
Okay. So I understood that. Okay. Week went by. Perfect. I mean, perfect. I made the trip out to go live there. For the first month or so, still perfect. But slowly but surely, the little things came out. I would look at a girl. What are you looking at her for? I'm like, I'm just looking in her direction. Like,
wow, she just bit your head off
just
like that.
Like straight up.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, exactly. But this stems from the insecurity. So to your point, when you start to notice things like that, it doesn't mean that it has to be a deal breaker. But if it's constant, like every day,
red flags.
Exactly. Then you have to make an effort to say, okay, maybe this is.
Is she that one that's going to try to shoot you?
Yeah.
Try to cut you?
I woke up in the middle of the night. So I told somebody this story and they said, oh, that's so cute. I was fucking freaked out. Imagine laying in the bed with a woman. You're asleep. You turn over in the middle of the night. You open up your eyes and she's staring you right in the face.
Oh, and he's like, oh, don't do that.
So that's the funny thing. So I woke up and she's staring me right in the face and she hurries up and closes her eyes.
And when you said, what the hell? Like, what
I was
the
like,
hell?
yo, what's going on? Oh, no, no, you weren't. You were staring me dead in my face. And then I told somebody, oh, that's cute. She was just watching you sleep. I said, man, I don't know what was going through her head while she's watching me sleep. Now, what if I did something that day that she didn't like?
She would have cut you.
She
could have cut you.
She could have.
That's not funny, but she could have cut you.
It's not. But before I knew that, she didn't really come off that way. But after all these little things started coming out, and then when I heard stuff from her past, I was like, wow, man, I could have been cut if I said or did the wrong thing. But I want to move on to business relationships. Now, there's a lot of people who get into business relationships.
But they're still screwing their boss. Hey, okay. That's part of it.
First of all, I wasn't going to say that. I was not.
Guys, for all you audience out there, you should have saw RF's face when I dropped that.
Because
it's like,
First of all, because I was thinking of something totally different, but then you dropped that on me because of that's a real situation.
No, we're not. I mean, because of that. I brought it up because it's in general.
Yeah, it is in general, but it hits close to home because it's happening. But I was talking about there's a business relationship. There was a business relationship between Jay-Z and Dame Dash, which some people know who I'm talking about. When they first came up, they built the business themselves, right? Then they get to a point where I guess one person doesn't do what the other person likes. So instead of like really talking things out, they do stuff behind closed doors. And then it comes out. And then the relationship's ruined. It's almost like this. We have this podcast. Mm-hmm. Let's say I'm going behind your back and I'm setting up deals with someone else, or I'm saying, oh, the podcast is not going to last and I'm doing this, that, and the third, but I don't never talk to you about it. I never sit down with you and discuss these things. Then it comes back to you. You're going to be like, what the fuck? What? I thought we were.
I thought we was doing something.
Exactly. And I think that is a big indication of people who really don't. I mean, this is my thing. If you don't have the right mindset in a relationship, it's going to show in other areas.
Yeah, it's going to start trickling down to everything.
Yeah. So if you're not good with business relationships, it might mean you might not be good with personal relationships or your relationship with your family. Those are things that people have to really think about. But again, with like family relationships, there's a lot of people who think that family should be there for you no matter what.
I agree, but
Do you?
I do. You should be there, but at the same time, but if let's say if somebody breaks the law, I don't think that your mom or dad or grandpa or whoever, grandma, whoever, aunt and uncle, your guardian shouldn't harbor the fugitive. They should say, hey, I'm throwing you out to the woods because you did this. You deserve to pay for it. I'm not snitching on you. I'm doing what's best for you. Longer that this goes on, the longer you're behind bars, basically.
And so that's a great point, because sometimes there is that tough love. So
sometimes somebody needs it.
Yeah, so you could be messing up, and if your mom is always there to bail you out.
You're not going along. It's like, for example, I'm going to tell a quick story. My grandfather used to work at a lumber company up in Wilmington area. I'm not going to say that their name. Okay. This was this person that was speeding right through the city of Wilmington. Can't catch me. Well, he dips into my grandfather knew who he was. He dips into where they was working. Cop comes, sees the car, comes in, first checks the hood, said, I need to talk to him. It told him to find out that kid that was speeding, his dad was the police commissioner or a police sergeant or somebody that was high up on the top. Guess what? His little daddy bailed him out each time that he did something, because he was the guy that was the boss.
Yeah, and that's not fair.
No, if that was my son or daughter, I'd say, ha ha ha.
You gotta learn the hard way.
Guys, take her away. Yeah. But daddy, don't daddy me. You shouldn't did it. You did it. You should have thought about it before you started speeding down the highway in front of traffic.
Okay, so in that situation, that spoils people, and then now they have this sense of
I can get away with anything.
Exactly.
Then eventually it could turn to murder, because you might lose your temper one day and you might say, "Oh, I got away with anything. I can get away." No.
Yeah.
You ain't getting away with that.
Right. Exactly. And that's very important. And there was something else I wanted to touch on. I think you kind of summed it all up. It's like, okay, so even with family, just because someone's your family doesn't mean you have to have their back. Let's say they're terrible people. Let's say when you're in a jam, they're never there to help you out.
Exactly.
But then when they're in a jam, they try to guilt you. Oh, you're my brother. You're supposed to be there. That don't fly.
No, I agree. That does not fly. It's like saying, hey, you double cross me, but then you want me to help you.
Yeah, that doesn't work out. So like you just said, everything that you mentioned earlier is a big part of having a healthy relationship. You don't have to worry about someone not having your back if you have their back. When they call, now I'm not saying that you have to run and go help them every time, but when you're able to, do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just don't leave people out there and then think that just because they're your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister, they're going to be there for you all the time. Now, some people do that.
I don't think they should. I just cause spoilment, and that's when stuff happens because of they feel, oh, I'm always, I can get away with anything. Like I said, no, you can't get away with everything. You can't do what you want.
Yeah.
You can on a certain level, but you got a law there that protects you and others. You cross that line, you're going to get punished.
Yeah. Now, another part of relationships, and I would pray that neither of us would ever have to go through this, having a kid. Now, when sometimes, relationships don't work out and you have children, you're the dad, she's the mom. You have to have that relationship for your kids.
It can happen.
Okay.
My aunt and uncle is the prime example of that.
Okay.
They was married.
Okay.
It didn't happen. They had twins, which is my cousins, and it was all right.
Okay.
They get along. It doesn't matter. I have seen relationships or hookups that turn into
that
kid.
too.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as long as you're sitting there. Hey, you did it. Both of you did it. You did it. Both of you. So
now you have to have
the responsibility.
Yes.
Even that maybe she doesn't want a relationship with you. You don't want a relationship with her. Maybe she wants a relationship with you, but you don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You still gotta be there for that child.
Exactly. And that's the different type of relationship.
Which you can do it. Anybody can do it if you stick your mind to it. Be there for that kid. Be the dad or the mom that you're supposed to be.
Right. So with everything we're saying, there has to be a level of maturity because without that, it's not going to work.
It's not going to fly.
So you see a lot of people, like you said, they'll go out. It's easy to go hook up with a girl, have a good time, and it's all fun. But then when she gets pregnant, pew.
It's not as fun, is it?
It's not, and they're nowhere to be found. And you're leaving that woman, not just the woman, you're leaving that child without that family structure.
Exactly. So it kind of messes up that.
It does. It really does. So in everything that we're saying,
at least try.
Yeah.
At least put forth effort. You're human. You're not perfect, but don't just. Pew,
yeah. But then a lot of people think.
Help.
A lot of people think if I'm just going to give them child support, that's enough.
No.
Money doesn't raise your kid.
No, be honest with you. If I had a kid like that, I would definitely. He or she's definitely going to be at my house whenever that person agreed on.
Right.
Just know that I'm being that child's life because I know that I didn't have that like that. So it kind of changed me as one day I want to have kids of my own, but if I actually had a kid like that, hey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in total agree but you see a lot of these kids, and I'll say inner city more so.
That's if I know. That's what I'm saying. Is that's if I know that I will have a kid because maybe she don't tell you. You find out 10 years later. That is not on you.
It's not. But that would be effed up if
I have seen it happen. I have seen it happen.
I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but
that's
that would
not on
be
the man or the woman. That's not on them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so then you do have women who have multiple sex partners. And they don't even know who the dad is.
Exactly.
So it's her responsibility it is her responsibility, but she has to look out for but this is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's her responsibility to look out for the child first. That child should know who their father is.
I agree. I totally agree. So that's what I'm saying is women that do that, they shouldn't do that. I don't care if you guys had a beefing out. I don't care if it was just a 1-night stand, 2-night stand, 3-night stand, or just a buddy that you just had occasional fun with. Yeah. It doesn't matter. He made a kid. Let the dad see the kid.
Absolutely.
He has rights.
He does have rights. But to your point, there's a lot of women who are bitter. I want him. They might not verbalize it. They see, and again, this is not all women, but it's a lot of them. They're very petty. They are.
They are.
So the guy has a child. He doesn't want to be with you. Now the woman sees him with another girl.
You cannot have my son or daughter over with that skank. Prime example.
Exactly. Come on.
Now, this is a true story. I gotta tell it.
Okay.
You gotta let me tell it. So I went to work earlier this week. Well, so one of the associates says, "Hey, somebody needs help," in the plumbing department.
Okay.
Like always, and in R33. So I went up to R33. So I see the associate there trying to help him, whatever. She's talking to me. It was the mom. She was like, "Hey, said my name. That looked at said my name. Are you single? Am I single? What? I'm sitting there and I'm like, she points down the aisle. True story, this really happened. I'm not kidding. She pulls down the aisle, says, "There's my daughter. What do you think of her?" And it looked like she had a kid, a 2-year-old son or a son that was like 2, 3. I don't know. That was a kid. I don't know if that was her kid, her cousin, brother. I don't know. But the way that assumed, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, it's her kid. I kind of overthought it. It was her kid.
Okay.
So I'm saying I'm trying to let go of my head. Trying to be professional with this woman.
Okay.
Her daughter was cute. She was really cute.
All right.
But I just was overanalyzing it, and I'm like, your mom's trying to set us up right. She was like, "Really, Mom? Really?" Like. So she looked like she was interested, but I should have been a little bit more forthcoming. But at the same time, as I don't know her, she don't know me. I'm a stranger. Your mom's trying to hook you up with that person.
That's a red flag too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. And also that you had I had another person tell me was one of you people that you work with, same age as me closely. He even said that she tried the same thing, which I don't believe that, but okay. But at the same time, I feel like I did the right thing, because I don't know if that was her kid, who the dad was he in that kid's life? Would he have an issue with me seeing his kid, because I would consider that kid as my own if that was her actual kid.
Right.
He could have an issue with that. Now I got beef with him because now he wants to argue with me. He was getting in my face and I don't deal with this. Now him and I is arguing. I was thinking about that. So I was like, no, I'm not going to force it. But the way she came out was a red flag. Say, hey, if I actually got serious with your daughter and decide to have future kids with her, if that was her kid, we're just going to say it, that it is, I got to deal with you.
Okay. Now I'll say this. I've dated women with kids.
I just don't prefer it. I don't prefer it, though. That's just me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was young, I said the same thing. I said, if I ever meet a woman with kids, it's not gonna work. And then it worked. A couple times.
The reason why I don't want it to work is because I have seen a lot of, I'm not this person. I'm not this at all. But I see a lot of Steve Wilkos shows where that man's innocent, child said he touched me. And then what? You get what I'm saying?
I'm glad listen to this. I'm glad you said that. Okay, I wanted to touch on something you just said, but let me say this first so I don't forget it. I have dated women with kids a few times, right? And they always take the initiative to make sure that there's not going to be any beef between myself and the baby's father. So I never saw him. In 2 different situations, I never saw the baby's father. When it was time for the kid to go see their dad, she would go take them to the house, or he would pick them up maybe outside of the house. So I would never see him. And then the guys, they weren't really on that type of time anyway. But to your point about the touching the kids.
But that's not me.
I understand that. But kids don't lie.
No.
So I make certain that I'm never in the house by myself with someone else's child.
I agree to that. I totally agree to that.
So she's going to be there, the mom, the aunt's going to be there, maybe the sister's going to be there. There's going to be somebody else there. Or if I have to be in the house with the child alone, we're going to be in the living room sitting totally different places, or she's going to be in the room playing and I'm going to be in the other room. So there's not going to be any confusion. Now, I have seen women try to set guys up to see if they'll do it. I've seen women dress their kids in stuff they should not be dressed in. There's no reason a 9-year-old should be wearing booty shorts and then leave them with the guy. So if something happens, whose fault is that now?
First of all, the guy should never done it. But then the mom should get really, it should be both. But the guy should know.
Yeah, the guy shouldn't have done anything.
Exactly.
But even if the guy doesn't do anything, that's a sick mentality for you to dress your daughter up like that for bait. You're baiting. You're using your daughter as bait.
Exactly. So like I said, with this woman right here, like I said, she looked like she was in her 20s. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's like she was up age, but at the same time, I don't know if that was the kid, and if it was, don't know who the dad was. He could have been a whole one of those. He wanted to try to start something with me. So I'm like, I know I overanalyzed. I feel like I did the right thing just because the way her mom was acting.
But do you think you could have missed out on a good thing?
I probably could have. But the thing is, she didn't look she was interested.
Okay.
That's my fault. I should have maybe pushed a little bit. Maybe I should have laughed up, say, ha, your mom is trying to set us up. Say, hey,
Okay.
what is your name? She gave me her name. And maybe we could have talked like that. You never know. Could I actually get that chance with her again? Don't know. If she comes back, though, maybe.
Okay.
I maybe blew something. I don't know. But at the same time, it got me so off guard because I don't normally... And that's...
What situation?
A situation. I couldn't get it out. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know in that situation. The way that I was caught off guard, she kind of got me off guard.
Okay. But I think we are people who are good with picking up on vibes too. So I do kind of think you did the right thing, because by you just going over there and helping the mom and then she's trying to pawn you off on her daughter, that says a lot.
It does say a lot.
Naturally, you would probably see the daughter and y'all would make the eye contact and then something might happen. But if the mom's getting involved, then the situation can't be good.
No, she made me feel weird.
Yeah.
I was worried of that. Now if I actually see the daughter again by herself, because obviously I'm gonna remember it, because it was a dramatic, and it was not a dramatic, but I can remember stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if I see her again and maybe talk to her when her mom's not around, you never know.
Yeah.
I hope I get another shot, to try to talk to her, because she seems sweet. Now again, I would test it out, but I don't. My personal, I'd rather date somebody with no kids.
It's your preference.
I'd rather them to be biologically to my
right.
I treat whatever to consider them as my own. Okay, just get that straight. But at the same time, as I just don't want to deal with the drama, with that other person.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm a testament that I've been in those situations, and I'm like you even to this day. Like, I would rather date a woman who doesn't have kids, but if I meet a woman and we hit it off and I'm feeling her and she's feeling me and she has 2 children, I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm not. What will deter me is if her kids are bad. Same. I hate badass kids.
And also another thing too is she willing to have more kids? I want to have kids.
I understand
myself
that.
someday.
Right.
So I don't know about you, but I'm just saying I do want kids of myself. And so even if she has 1 or 2 and she's willing to have any more, is that it? If she says that's it, then I'll be like, I don't know if this could work.
Now this is going to spill over into, because we're in 51 minutes, but this is going to spill over into like my last idea when it comes to relationships. And you just said it. You have to feel people out. So many people get into relationships off the physical. My body type, we talked about this before off the air. Your body type is what? What is your ideal physical woman? Physically?
Average.
What do you mean by that?
She can, I don't care if she bodybuild, she can do whatever she wants.
Okay.
In the middle. But
okay, let me say this. If you had a chance to build your perfect woman, what would she look like?
You really asked me that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why not?
Wow. Good question. I would say somebody that's down to earth, somebody that will call me out.
Okay.
We both get along, even though we're gonna have our days and we're not perfect. But won't ever call me name. Would never feel threatened by that person. And overall spirit is great.
Okay.
She's happy.
Okay.
Now, not for some reason I attract the ones that have issues.
Okay. Now that wasn't the answer. That's a great answer, but it wasn't the one I was looking for. I'm gonna tell you why. But I really admire what you said, because everything you said is spirit. It has nothing to do with the physical.
Nope.
And that's going to be to my point. There's a lot of people. So let's just, for an example, my ideal body type is I love big booty women. I'm being honest.
Hey, you can. This
skin
podcast
color,
is all about honest.
The skin color really doesn't. I don't care what her skin color is. I don't care how her hair looks. I like pretty smiles, and but this is the point I'm getting to. Some people will see that. Oh, she looks gorgeous, and then you get into the situation, and you don't find out who she is as a person. Now you've already started something, and you don't know this person. So what you said is the perfect answer. Get to know the person. So when you said, I want my own kids, you have to talk to the woman about that. Why get into a relationship and not ask the woman, are you willing to have more kids? So now you're investing this time, and in the back of her head, she's like, all right, I already have a kid. I don't want any more. Or she might not even want kids. I just want 2 cats. But in the back of your head, you fucking hate cats and you want kids. So these are the things that should be put out on the table first. So when I get into a situation, what I do is I ask a lot of questions. You have to. And I'm open for her to ask me a lot of questions too, because I might not be the one she's looking for. I might do stuff that she doesn't like. We like sports. If you had found a girl who watches sports, would that be fucking awesome?
Hell yeah! Like, especially if she liked the same team, but I don't give a crap if she was a Saints fan. Since I'm a Panthers fan, I wouldn't care.
Right.
It would be kind of odd. Everybody be like,
it would be fun though.
It would be fun though. I go to the parents' house with a Panthers jersey to be like, what? Get out! Like what? And they're trying to figure it out. It's like,
right.
and they do a family picture, and then her dad just really much just throws you out the picture.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. So when you come into a situation and both of you guys have two different ideals on how you should live your life. A girl I dated for 6 years, I was physically attracted to her. Her spirit was incredible.
Yeah,
but we had a good
6 years.
It was, and a lot of stuff we had to work on. But at the end of the day, it didn't work out, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is because once I started taking certain things serious, like what I wanted to do music, and I went away for school. She was never into my music. So you do this podcast. Let's say you have a girl right now. You do have a girl, right?
I'm talking to.
Okay, that's cool. Is she interested in you doing this podcast? Does she listen to the podcast?
Nope.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like it. Because for one, I asked her when we first started talking, when we started talking when we started this. I was like, hey, you should check it out. Yeah, I will. Tonight I'm like, you should check it out. I will later.
And how does that make you feel though?
Hey, but she claims she supports everything I do. I don't, you're saying and doing is two different things.
And I
don't think her and I is going to work out anyways though, to be honest, because of the fact is that she has so many issues. I don't like her stepdad. He's a piece of He treats her with disrespect. She tries to cook. She can cook food, her own food. She can defend for herself. She was just turning the oven on to get some food. He gets an attitude, starts yelling.
Okay.
She was in the room, starts crying. So,
okay.
So that's what I'm saying is why, again, if you with somebody, you're with the family. Plus, her mom is not even better. I want to be close to my woman's family.
Right.
Because if we have kids, which I know she wants kids and I want kids someday. You want to make sure when you bring the grandkids over, the kids can definitely tell when some tension between the dad and the grandfather is not.
They can.
I know he's just a stepdad, but that's the only dad that she knows. Because when I'm not getting into it, but just know that she's been through a lot growing up. Okay. So at the same time, I don't know if I can do that just because of I don't want to deal. I know I can deal with stuff. I've been in past relationships where I can deal with something. I just don't want to anymore.
Okay.
I don't. I know nobody's perfect, but I'd rather have that woman out there that's not. What's the word for crazy? They are crazy, but it depends on what craziness you want to choose. But I'm talking about like more as, hey, my family. They're a little bit more family gathering, basically.
Family oriented.
Yeah.
So going off of everything you just said, we're coming up on 57 minutes. I think it's very important because a relationship in any arena, you have to support each other.
Exactly. No matter what you're doing, like
you don't.
Like if that,
I mean, let's say this. Let's say you said, "Babe, listen to my podcast." She listened to it, but she didn't like it.
That's different.
At least she
listened to it.
Exactly. But for a person to just brush it off, and using your example with my example, when I was doing music, and I was like, "Babe, I just made this. I love this song." Okay. You gonna listen to it?
Really?
What am I supposed? Because I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into whatever it is. I could be building a fucking birdhouse.
Exactly. And then, but then her to say that, but then she wants you to support her though. When she does it, she wants to support you back. So raise your hand if that ever happened to you guys. So I want you guys to drop a comment, a like on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @AaronSwarm. Just drop a comment. Let me know the bad experience of a relationship and how you feel about this overall podcast. Again, I want to say welcome to the Swarm, everybody. This is Aaron Swarm signing off.
And this is the 1RM. Until next time, peace.